This is the second part of my advices for absolute beginners in bodybuilding. I advise you to listen this part 2 together and after with the part 1. We already started the full body training with back and shoulders training, and we continue with the third muscle group, which will be the chest. The best way to start the chest training is the pec desk machine. Why this? Because it will oblige you to have a perfect trajectory and form of the exercise. Do not go to full stretch of your arms. Start from the down position, just 2-3 inches from your chest, and stop the movement with slightly bent elbows in order to spare the stress on your elbows. The second chest exercise will be chest flies, seated, done on a dedicated machine. It's very important not to go with the arms too far behind your body. In fact, you are stopping at the level of your shoulders as the chest is trained in front of you. Elbows are slightly bent and the level of your biceps never goes behind your shoulders. After the 3 main body parts, back, shoulders and chest, you will pass to biceps and triceps training. For biceps, you just do classical barbell biceps curl in a complete, nice, full movement, slow, never using your body help. Do not cheat. Use only your biceps to the movement. Once again, the upper body does not move. For triceps, the best movement for the beginners is the high pulley push down, whereby you pull down the pulley from a rather high position down to a nearly complete stretch. You push the small bar towards your thighs. Important is to go enough high and not to do only 1/3 or 1/2 of the movement, what you can often observe in the gym. Triceps is a relatively small muscle, so it must be under a large movement pressure. Do not forget, you work biceps with all back movements and triceps with the main chest and shoulder movements. You end your program with leg press and the abdos. On the leg press, you push in a full movement going back, having your knees nearly on your chest. Then you go to the straight position, not using a complete stretch. You just stop before. For abdos, you do knee elevations lying on a bench. You keep the balance with your hands behind your head, keeping the dedicated holder. Beginning the exercise, you elevate first your knees and keep them into 90 degrees angle. From that position, you start the abdo training. You elevate your knees and your buttocks as one block with your legs, pushing the knees over your head. It is a very slow and controlled movement. You must feel the abdos, but any other type of leg elevations could be okay too. However, use always the legs bent into 90 degrees. Do not elevate straight legs. It was the old school and not anymore used. It is more stressing your lower back and less working your abdos. As I said before, all exercises are done in 3 sets and 12 reps. Only by legs you can raise the number of reps to 15, and for abdos always until failure in each set. This should bring you roughly to 30 sets overall, as you take just 1 minute between the sets. If we count together for all exercises, net time will be 15 minutes, and for the rest between sets, totally overall 30 minutes. You can count totally between 45 and 60 minutes the whole training. But if you see that this program is too long or too difficult for you, then simply instead of 3 sets per exercise, you do just 2 sets. Or you judge objectively yourself. Maybe you have 1 or 2 parts of your muscles better developed. You do just 2 sets for those parts and you do 3 sets for all other parts. But do not forget, you have to work with reasonable weights. So it should be okay doing for all exercises 3 sets. But it's up to you to decide. You can do a light cardio training of 6 to 10 minutes after your weightlifting training, just to make better your overall cardiovascular system. Now, the beginner's bodybuilding diet is also a very important issue, but the beginners do not have to do a scientific issue from this point. It is very important to low down sugar and sweets and also bring fats on a much lower level just to be accustomed to a new diet discipline. What is a good idea? Do not take to your breakfast, as many people now do, just a cup of coffee. Eat a small meal in the morning. Eat a banana, eggs, ham, Swedish bread, always a reasonable quantity. To lunch, eat also reasonable meals. No big plates. It can be chicken, meat, or beef meat, then rice, boiled potatoes, spaghetti or any pasta. But attention, the carbs should not be more as your fist or slightly more. In the evening, eat the same as in the morning, a cold meal. What is extremely important, drink with your breakfast 1 glass of milk, another glass of milk between the breakfast and the lunch, then another one between the lunch and the dinner, and after the dinner, take another glass of milk. If possible, use milk without fat. You will see the importance of this advice later. The biggest issue in your meals is also simplicity. Whenever you complicate the things, you enter into problems. And above all, do what you decide and do not copy anybody else. If you are very thin, you eat some more carbs. If you are a little bit fatty, you take more proteins and eat less portions of carbs. I will do still one video with psychological issues for the beginners in weightlifting, so that you can train maybe your whole life. And maybe I do still another video with examples of the exercises on pictures or on videos. Thank you for listening and nice day to everybody.